We're going to work on ankle dorsiflexion. So ankle dorsiflexion is the ability of your knee to drive forward of your toes while maintaining contact of the heel into the floor. So very important for being able to get low into a deep squat anytime we're getting down to the ground. Very important for athletes, for running. So if you are limited in your ability to drive your knee forward of your toe, something to incorporate in consistently into your workouts, either before your workouts or throughout the week, to work on improving that range of motion as well as gaining control of that range of motion. Okay, so we're going to start a few different positions that you can be in for this. I'm going to be in a combat position. I'm sitting on my opposite heel. That ankle is pointing straight, or the foot is pointing straight back, so I'm not sickling my ankle and putting any pressure into the lateral side of the ankle. And then my foot is out to the side. Okay, if this is a challenging position for you, which it very well may be possible if you are already limited in some of the ankle mobility. Second option is to place your foot up on a chair or a bench, something where your whole foot can be flat and you're allowed to bring your body forward and find your end range. Another option would be just to do this in a half kneeling position. One hand can be on the ground, you can have blocks underneath your hands, and then you're just wanting to find your end range of motion. So the ability to hold your body, whatever your end range of dorsiflexion is, and maintain that position throughout all of the work. Okay, so for myself, I'm going to come into combat position and I'm going to drive my knee forward into my toes. I want to make sure that I'm not driving my knee outside or inside. It is perfectly fine to do work there, but today we're just going to stay neutral and do this work. Okay, so my knees are driving towards my toes. My heel is staying connected to the floor. I'm not going to let it come up. I'm going to keep it pushing down. And then I'm going to find a passive stretch here. So I'm going to drive my knee forward. I'm going to use my body weight. I'm going to use my arm to assist that stretch without letting that heel lift. Okay, so we're going to hold this stretch. On your own, I encourage you to hold this anywhere from 30 seconds upwards of 2 minutes. If you are someone who already has a lot of ankle dorsiflexion, like you can see, I have a lot of this range of motion. I don't necessarily need to spend time here improving my ability to passively find more range because I already have a lot. So I would want to work on improving the range of motion that I already have and improving the control of it. So I would just do the deep work of the PAILS rails, which we're about to do. If you're trying to increase your range, hold this, try and hold it for 2 minutes, and then do the PAILS rails work so that you have acquired new range and then you're working to control that new range. So let's say you've held that stretch for 2 minutes, and now we're going to do the PAILS rails. So PAILS contraction, we're actively working the stuff that's being stretched. So you're going to imagine that you are pedaling your foot into the ground. So if this is my ankle, I'm pushing my toes down as if I could push the floor away from me. Okay, so I'm starting to pedal my foot down and I'm pressing down at about 20% intensity. I'm going to start to engage everywhere in my body and irradiate tension. And then I'm going to increase that, hitting every number in between. I'm up to 30%. And we're going to keep increasing. 40%, 50%, 60%. Keep pedaling down. 70%. Hold the range of motion that you're at. You're holding end range. 80%. 90%. Keep pushing. Keep working all that posterior tissue. Hold this for 10, 9, 8, 7. Keep working hard. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. We're moving into the rails contraction. So we're going to work the front stuff. Try and lift your foot off the ground, but hold this range of motion. So we're not coming out of it. We're at our end range and we're trying to activate the anterior shin, the anterior tib, all of this front stuff, top of the foot, deep into that ankle crease. Hold it for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. Feel that deep stretch on the back side of the leg into the Achilles. 2, and relax the leg. Stay in your stretch. Stay at your end range. Try and relax all of the tissue surrounding the ankle, surrounding the calf, surrounding the foot. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. You'll hold this next passive stretch if you're trying to improve your range for another 30 seconds this time, and then you'll do a second round of PAILS rails. So increasing from 20% all the way up to your greatest, safest effort. hold that for 10 seconds for your PAILS contraction, and then reverse that. Try and lift the foot up, maintaining your end range, and hold that for another 10 seconds. Relax the leg, relax the tissue, and then do another 30-second hold, and then a third round of PAILS rails. And doing that consistently will definitely help you improve this ankle dorsiflexion and gain control and new ranges of motion, so that anything that you're doing outside, any physical activity, is more comfortable, more enjoyable, and allows you to have more ankle mobility.